Well, hello there, Bill Nye here, and I'm excited to talk to you about something we all experience but might not always understand: rain. Today we're diving into the fascinating science behind rain, how it forms, why it matters, and what happens when it goes to the extreme. On a normal day, rain gently waters our plants, fills up rivers and lakes, and keeps life on Earth thriving. It's a vital part of the water cycle, making sure everything from tiny flowers to giant forests gets the moisture they need. But sometimes this natural system goes into overdrive and things can get a little wild. Water on Earth is always on the move. The sun heats it up, it evaporates from oceans, lakes, and even puddles, rises into the sky, cools down, and condenses into clouds. Inside those clouds, millions of tiny droplets are constantly bumping into each other, merging and growing bigger with every collision. When these droplets become too heavy for the air to hold, gravity takes over and pulls them down as rain, what scientists call precipitation. Usually, this is a gentle, balanced process that keeps our environment healthy and stable. But what if a cloud holds on to its water for too long, building up more and more moisture, until it suddenly releases it all at once in a dramatic burst? Imagine a giant water balloon in the sky, stretching until it can't hold anymore, and then bursting overhead with a massive splash. This isn't your average rainstorm, it's a sudden, intense downpour that can catch people off guard. It's a dramatic, sometimes dangerous event that can reshape landscapes in just a matter of minutes, causing flash floods and landslides. We call this powerful phenomenon a cloudburst. In the next few minutes, we'll explore what causes these explosive downpours, how do they form, and why do they happen so suddenly. Why are cloudbursts so powerful, and what makes them different from regular rainstorms? And most importantly, what can we do to stay safe when the sky opens up and the rain comes pouring down with such force? Let's get into the science and the stories behind cloudbursts. Ready? Let's go. So what is a cloudburst? Think of it as a cloud bursting open. It's an extreme, highly concentrated rainfall event, like dumping a huge bucket of water in one spot all at once. Meteorologists define it as at least 100 millimeters, about 4 inches of rain in an hour over a small area. That's a month's worth of rain in just 60 minutes. Unlike a gentle, widespread rain, a cloudburst is a sudden, violent downpour. The affected area is usually tiny, sometimes just a single village, while nearby places might stay dry. This makes cloudbursts hard to predict and even harder to prepare for. It's not just heavy rain, it's a flash flood from the sky. The water comes down so fast the ground can't absorb it. Roads flood, streams turn to rivers, and landscapes can change in minutes. Cloudbursts are nature's most intense rainstorms, dangerous, dramatic, and unforgettable. Understanding them is the first step to staying safe. Let's see how they form. Let's break down the fascinating science behind a cloudburst, a phenomenon that can turn a calm day into chaos in just minutes. It all begins with a towering cumulonimbus cloud, the true giants of the sky that dominate during thunderstorms, stretching up to 12 kilometers high. Inside these clouds, powerful updrafts act like invisible elevators, rapidly pushing warm, moist air high into the atmosphere, fueling the storm's growth. As the air rises, water vapor cools and condenses into countless droplets and ice crystals. But the updrafts are so intense, they keep these droplets suspended, preventing them from falling as rain, at least for a while. The cloud becomes a massive reservoir, holding far more water than a typical rain cloud. It's like a giant sponge in the sky, growing heavier by the minute. Eventually the updrafts weaken, or the water simply becomes too heavy to hold. The delicate balance inside the cloud tips. Suddenly the floor of the cloud gives way and all that pent-up water plummets to the ground in a matter of minutes, unleashing a torrent. This isn't a gentle rain. It's as if a waterfall is pouring straight from the sky, drenching everything below in seconds. Cloudbursts often strike in hilly or mountainous regions where the rugged terrain forces air to rise quickly, a process known as orographic lift. Mountains act like natural barriers, squeezing the moisture out of clouds and making these areas especially prone to sudden, intense downpours. The result? A sudden, overwhelming deluge that can trigger flash floods and landslides within minutes, catching people off guard. It's a dramatic example of how weather and geography can combine to create some of nature's most extreme and dangerous events. Next, let's explore real-life stories of cloudbursts in action, moments when nature's power is on full display. These events aren't just scientific curiosities, they're real, and their impact on communities can be devastating and long-lasting. So, let's see what happens when the sky truly opens up and the unimaginable becomes reality. Cloudbursts have left their mark around the world, causing devastation and heartbreak in places both familiar and remote. These sudden, intense downpours can transform peaceful landscapes into scenes of chaos within minutes, reminding us of nature's unpredictable power. In 2013, Uttarakhand, India, was hit by a massive cloudburst and flash floods, devastating the Kedarnath Valley and changing the landscape overnight. Entire villages were swept away, and thousands of lives were lost or forever altered. The disaster left scars that are still visible today, both on the land and in the memories of survivors. In 1976, Colorado's Big Thompson Canyon saw 12 inches of rain in just a few hours, turning a calm river into a 20-foot wall of water that swept through the canyon. Homes, roads, and bridges were destroyed, and the community was left to rebuild from the ground up. In 2002, Galter, Austria, experienced a cloudburst that triggered a deadly landslide, sending mud, rocks, and trees crashing into the village. The force of the water and debris overwhelmed the town, showing how even mountainous regions are not immune to these disasters. These stories show the destructive power of cloudbursts, how quickly they can reshape land and threaten lives. In just moments, years of progress and stability can be undone. The danger isn't just the water, but what it carries: mud, debris, and even entire hillsides. The aftermath can be just as deadly as the initial flood, with landslides and contamination threatening communities long after the rain stops. Each event teaches us about the risks in different landscapes, mountains, canyons, and valleys. No region is truly safe, and each terrain presents unique challenges when disaster strikes. By studying these disasters, scientists and engineers learn how to build safer communities and develop better warning systems. Their work helps us understand how to adapt and respond, reducing the risk for future generations. Cloudbursts are more than statistics. They're real events with real consequences. Behind every headline are families, memories, and lives changed forever. Understanding their impact helps us prepare for the next one. Communities that learn from the past can better protect themselves and respond more effectively when the next storm hits. Now let's explore why these events are so powerful and so dangerous. The science behind cloudbursts reveals just how quickly conditions can change, catching even the most prepared off guard. What makes a cloudburst different from any other storm? Let's find out together as we dive deeper into the forces that drive these extraordinary weather events. The main danger of a cloudburst is flash flooding. The sheer volume of water overwhelms rivers, streams, and drainage systems in minutes. Water rushes downhill, carrying mud, rocks, and debris, more like liquid concrete than rain. This can demolish buildings, wash away roads, and sweep away anything in its path. Landslides and mud flows are another threat. Saturated soil loses its grip and slides downhill, burying everything below. Cloudbursts strike with little warning, making them especially deadly. Their highly localized nature means forecasts can't always pinpoint where or when they'll hit. People are often caught off guard with little time to react. Mountainous regions are most at risk. Steep slopes and narrow valleys funnel water and debris, increasing the destructive force. Remote locations make rescue and evacuation even harder. The combination of speed, force, and surprise is what makes cloudbursts so dangerous. Next, let's see where these events are most likely to happen. Geography plays a huge role in cloudburst risk. Cloudbursts love mountains and hills. When moist air hits a mountain, it's forced upward, cooling quickly and forming towering storm clouds. The Himalayas are a global hotspot, especially during monsoon season, but the Rockies, Alps, and Andes are also prone to these events. Steep slopes and fragile geology make these regions especially vulnerable to floods and landslides. Even smaller hills can trigger cloudbursts if the conditions are right. Rarely, cloudburst-like events can happen on plains or deserts, but mountains are where the most dramatic and destructive ones occur. The key ingredients: steep land, moist, unstable air, and rapid changes in elevation. If you live or travel in these areas, it's important to know the risks. If a cloudburst strikes, quick action can save lives. Stay informed, pay attention to weather alerts, especially in high-risk areas. If a warning is issued, take it seriously, and be ready to move. If you're caught in a cloudburst or flash flood, get to higher ground immediately. Don't wait for instructions. Never try to drive, walk, or swim through floodwaters. They're deeper and faster than they look. Abandon your car if water is rising. 2 feet of moving water can sweep it away. Indoors, move to the highest level and stay away from windows and doors. Listen for rumbling sounds. These could signal an approaching landslide. If you can't evacuate, take cover under sturdy furniture. After the rain stops, stay cautious. Floodwaters and landslides can remain a threat. Avoid damaged areas and downed power lines. Don't drink tap water until it's declared safe. Preparation and quick thinking are your best defenses. Predicting cloudbursts is tough, but science is catching up. Doppler radar and satellites help meteorologists spot storms with cloudburst potential. Computer models simulate where the heaviest rain might fall, improving forecasts and warnings. Engineers use geological maps to design safer infrastructure, retaining walls, check dams, and better drainage. Early warning systems with rain gauges and sensors can trigger alarms in high-risk areas. Community education and evacuation plans help people prepare and respond. By combining technology, engineering, and public awareness, we can reduce the impact of these extreme events. Science gives us the tools to face nature's fury with knowledge and resilience. Let's recap. A cloudburst is a sudden, extreme downpour, like a waterfall from the sky, caused by powerful updrafts in storm clouds. They're most common in mountainous regions, where terrain and weather combine for dramatic results. The dangers: flash floods, landslides, and debris flows that strike with little warning. Staying safe means being aware, acting fast, and respecting the power of nature. Science is helping us predict, prepare, and build safer communities. Next time you see a towering storm cloud, remember the incredible energy it holds. Weather shapes our world. Let's keep learning and stay safe. Thanks for joining me to explore the science of cloudbursts. Stay curious.